welcome every one of us to today's seminar series of the Directorate of the ICT. And this is the third public lecture in the series of lectures I have produced by the Directorate of the ICT. I say good morning to everyone, and I do thank you for joining us at this time. My name is Oluwatoyin Enikome. I'll be presiding over this session, and it is my pleasure to have all of you taking out time to come and listen to what we have to offer. Today, we are going to start the series on a very interesting note. And this interesting note is to welcome again members of the LASSO community that the essence of the directorate is to ensure that we provide services to other members of the community and even beyond. Today, we are going to have a specialized lecture series with a subheading on maintenance of hardware and all you need to know in troubleshooting your hardware. The theme of today's lecture is basic computer diagnosis and solutions. I want to specially welcome the chief host and the chairman of this session, the acting vice chancellor of Lagos State University, Professor Yidamola Oke. Thank you very much. He will be joining us. He has assured us he will be here, and he might also give us one or two words as we go on in this discussion. Permit me to just give you a little background. This is myself. I'm presiding as an anchor here. But the background that you'll be given at the time is to tell you why we have chosen this topic. Why do we want people to understand the basic ways to ensure that they have a hitch-free user of their computer systems. Hardware. These services are things and approaches that individual user can actually resolve such problems when they exist. Maybe lack of information, or maybe lack of the knowledge of how to maintain and manage the system has led so many people to actually take their systems either to the ICT center for repairs or to external professionals for such repairs, depending on where and when that event occurs. So today, the objectives, because there are no one, includes to ensure that members of the community understand the basic problems that can exist with hardware, essentially with emphasis on the computer systems or the laptop, and how to resolve them. In essence, we are trying to say that it is not at all times that you need to visit a technician. It is not at all times you need to place a call to the engineer. There are some of these problems that you can resolve by yourself. And they will be telling us a lot about this. Maybe I can just give you a hint, as simple as removing the battery and just connecting it back. Sometimes putting it off and putting it on again. Imagine if you have to do this And because you do not know what to do, you have a technician to travel all the way from anywhere. You're going to pay money for such service, and you're going to wonder, why didn't I just do this all by myself? Ladies and gentlemen, the other objective is to use this opportunity to tell members of this community and repose our trust in you that the Directorate of ICT has enough capabilities to solve complex computer hardware problems. And this is because we have the personnel, the experts level personnel, and then understands what to do when complex computer problems exist. We want to enjoin the members of the community to always call on us, because these are majorly official laptops, so it is not going to cost you anything to call on us to do anything for you. We're not going to take money from you. You're not paying us. It is our service. But this service is done because we want us to all understand that we maximize the functionality of the computer hardware. So this is a call to the community that please trust that you have a unit that can help you solve complex problems. I will give you a first level diagnosis, and we advise on how best to resolve such problems. So the unit, the hardware unit of the Directorate of ICT is just like your hardware doctor. They will test they will have a diagnosis of the problem, identify what the problem is, then propose solution when necessary. Of course, some of the things we do include checking out that you have the latest Windows on your system with appropriate updates being done. We also do in-house level training for personnel that are interested. We ensure that your system is secured by the provision of antivirus software. It is important to thank the university management over the years, for more than 15, 20 years, or 10 years, or 15, 20 years, I can say, the university management has consistently been providing antivirus software for free for official laptops. And I want to enjoy members of the community. It is your right. Please visit the ICT center with your official laptop and just ensure that you have your antivirus being put in place. One of the problems you can see when you install an antivirus is that maybe you do not have internet to update it, but we have free internet at some places in the university. We can take up this opportunity to actually ensure that our systems are protected and data is secured. So when we talk about the hardware unit, we are not limiting it to personal computers. We are also looking at printers, telephones, and all hardware devices. And these are the materials and the stuffs that we can actually provide a solution for. So permit me to give a brief about the speakers. Of course, myself goes by the name Enuko. I am leading the discussion, and it has all started. Mr. Babatunde Ashiobi will take after me. Mr. Anoluwa Ayonide will also take after him. I will just give an overview of what they have said. Then we'll take questions and we'll call it a day. So let me just introduce the speakers to you. The first person I'll be telling you about all you need to know about the computer hardware troubleshooting is Mr. Babatunde Ashiobi. Of course, we call him Baba Ashi. He has been here for a long time. Mr. Ashiobi is currently the head of hardware unit of the Directorate of ICT, and he's waving his hand. I can see him smiling there. He's waving his hand. Mr. Ashiobi, you're welcome. He's a trained engineer, and he's actually running an MSc in engineering in the current time. He's a Cisco Academy Resource Instructor, and you'll be glad to see Mr. Ashiobi, putting hands on the system to actually train some of our Cisco academic students on the IT infrastructures. He's an alumnus of LASU, and he was a president of the LASU Senior Staff Club. And of course, he's an IT advocate. We welcome Mr. Ashiobi, and I'm sure the community is very interested in hearing from you to share part of your very vast experience. Thank you very much. The next person is Mr. Anoluwa Ayonide. Mr. Anoluwa Ayonide, we call him Mr. Anu. He's a certified Cisco associate and resource instructor. He is vast and has several years of experience in hardware deployment and hands-on investigations. He's currently a principal technical officer at the Directorate of ICT. He is going to lead some of those curriculum in the Cisco Academy. He possesses excellent problem-solving skills, and he has vast experience in the maintenance of several operating systems. So when you have your Mac OS, when you have your Mac OS, you have your Ubuntu, you have your Fedora or 5 and the rest of that, you can Oh, sorry. I will call on Mr. Ashionbi. You can unmute yourself and have your engagement with us. Thank you very much. You have 10 minutes to do your presentation.
Thank you. Good morning.
Mr. Ashionbi, share your screen, please,
Yes,
so that we can.
I am about to do that, sir.
Okay. So that we can see your face properly. I guess you are alone, so you can take off your face mask, and that will just give us a yes.
Right. Good morning, all. Can you hear me? Hello?
You are loud, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Good morning. The Chief Host, Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Oyedamola Ope, management members of our prestigious university, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The topic before me this morning is computer hardware troubleshooting. All you need to know about computer hardware troubleshooting. Most complex computers is used at work can often be solved by the business IT support team. There are many other small or little but common issues that occur on a regular basis on a personal computer. The good news is that many problems with computers have simple solutions, and learning to recognize a problem and fix it yourself will save you a lot of time and money. What troubleshooting is. What is troubleshooting? Troubleshooting is a term used in computing to diagnose faults, to finding solution to the identified problems. Troubleshooting is the process of diagnosing the source of a problem. It's used to fix problems with hardware, software, and many other products. But our area of concern this morning is about hardware. How do you diagnose faults from your personal computer in your office or at home? Like the moderator have rightly said, there are some minor things we can lay our hands on. Our computer is just like our phone. You don't have to panic using the computer. It will not get spoiled. Once you continue to use it on a regular basis, you practice and you will see how easy and friendly the machine is. Why hardware troubleshoot? Yes, we carry out troubleshooting to identify symptoms, to determine the most likely cause of process of elimination, and also eliminating potential causes of a problem. So in simple terms, identification or diagnosis of trouble in the management of flow of a system caused by failure of some kind is what troubleshooting is all about. There are some common issues that we don't need the expertise of a technician or professional to handle. And this will save us a lot of time and cost as well. Let me give you some scenario, like somebody's system can't start. There are many reasons why system cannot start. But the major point of all, if you want to diagnose your system, to know the main cause of what is causing your system not to start, is you check the power supply, that is at the mains. Ensure that there is power at the point of connection of your system. Maybe the extension you are using, you should check it, test it if there is any power there. If there is power and the system is not coming up, you can use a working system as indicated. You can use a working system to test it. If the working system is functional, you know that what you have, your mains is okay, so probably something must have happened. Probably you connected your UPS to the extension or to the mains and you have not powered it. Check your UPS, put your UPS on and observe what has happened. Then the next one is test the mains with another, yes, which I have explained. You test the mains with another. This is only applicable to your desktop because the laptop is very fragile. Sometimes if you have tried your own bit on your desktop and you cannot handle it, you can now escalate it to a professional or a technician that can handle it better. The system is slow. If the system is slow, you check the kind of program you are using. Check for the unused programs. Probably you have made series of installation of some programs, and the programs you are using, they are no longer useful to you. Why not delete them off? Then your hard drive space is very important. The more you install, the more you have files on your hard drive, the more slow your computer becomes. So unuseful file you can even run back to, you can back them up, back it up, save them on another external hard drive and keep. Delete them from your system. This will give your system performance, optimum performance. The RAM of your system, this is where professional comes in. When you want to use a system, the kind of job you want to do with your system will determine the size of RAM that will be recommended. If, as time goes on, if your system is slow, probably the RAM, you need to upgrade it. You need an expert to do that, but the cost of your computer moving slow, RAM is very, very essential. Then the environment you keep your system counts a lot. You must make sure the environment is dust-free. This will enhance optimum performance. The environment must always be well ventilated. And it is very important that on all your systems, you must have updated antivirus and ensure that you carry out update on your antivirus at least once in a month. The display, my computer can't display on the screen. If your computer cannot display, check if the display unit, that is your monitor, is properly plugged. You can see the VGA cable, check it. If it is well connected, if the pins are not bent, you must ensure that you are very careful in plugging it. Then check if the system unit is plugged, is connected to electricity. Because if the system unit is not connected, it will not supply to the monitor. Your screen will be blank. It will not display any information. Check if the monitor has any physical challenge. If your display has any physical challenge, you check it. This is very important. Yes. Another area is the printer. People who do complain about my printer cannot print. What is responsible for this? There are lots of things responsible. Your first line of point of call or contact is the power supply. Is this printer connected to electricity? Check it. If it is, then you check if the printer cable is also connected to the computer. Then check if the papers are well placed in the tray of your printer. Ensure no paper jam. There is no paper jam. How do you ensure this? You can open the front of your printer, you open it, you look at the cartridge. If there is any paper there, you remove. Open the back of your printer, look at if there is any paper, any pieces of paper, because the pieces of paper may hinder the printer not to print. Ensure you select the appropriate printer option on your system. If you want to print and the printer you are using is not on your computer, the printer will not print. So in this aspect, you have to install. You can escalate to a technical person to check if the printer driver is included in your computer. If the printer driver is not included, then the driver will be installed for the computer to recognize your printer before it can print. Install a new printer if the printer is not included in the list of available printer in your computer. So these are the various types of printer connection and connectors. They are the ports and the USB cable for connection. Another problem where people do have is about scanners. How do you troubleshoot if your scanner cannot scan your document? Verify the cables are connected properly to the back of the scanner, like we have done for the printer. You have to verify if the scanner has been powered. Verify the system you are going to connect the printer to the scanner to. If the system is connected to power as well, you have to ensure that the two machines are connected to power. And if the scanner is a parallel port scanner, it likely has two available connections on the back of the scanner. So ensure that the available connections are well connected and you are connecting to the right port. Make sure the scanner is receiving power from the mains or wherever you are connecting power from. Check to see if the scanner appears in your computer. That is, if the scanner is read by your computer, if the computer is recognizing your scanner or not, you check. If it is not, you need a professional to look at it for you. Probably the driver of the scanner is missing, and if the scanner driver is missing, it has to be installed. Thank you. I wouldn't like to take much time because I think I have spent over 10 minutes. I want to thank you all for the opportunity given to me to enlighten you on how to troubleshoot some common computer component or computer related.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our dear Mr. Obatudashiomi. We noted that you have touched on some things that really matters. Thank you very much. We've taken notes, we have listened, and what it means is that for this is not going to be a one-time discussion. You please drop your screen, just drop your slide, just stop sharing. We'll be just sharing the slides with everybody. We either will put it on, and I know my colleagues are there, so some of my colleagues will just share the slides, the presentation with all of us. So we're going to send it as an attachment to on the chat, so you can check the chat and download the slides. Of course, we are also streaming this, so we can make copies available for a review. Please stop sharing. Oh, okay, I can also stop you from sharing from here. Okay, so let me stop you from here. So I will want to call on the next speaker. I have noted some questions for you, but before I call on the next speaker, I realize some of our very senior members of the community joined us early enough, and it is worth recognizing that they are here. I want to especially welcome and recognize the presence of Professor Nuruddin Olashuko, the Chairman, Governing Council of Adenino Gusaya College of Education. Prof, you are welcome. Our very respected Professor Adejoke Bidapo of Department of Zoology is also here. We thank you very much for coming. We recognize the presence of the Dean of Engineering, Professor Elkana Oyetunji. Thank you, Prof. You are always a technical person, always there. Thank you very much. Professor Bankole, thank you very much. The Director of LASSO Consults. They are hosting our Cisco Academy. We thank you. This is your project. We thank you for joining us. Professor Laluwa, Faculty of Law. We thank you very much. We recognize the presence of the Director of Academic Planning, Dr. Lariwaju John. Thank you very much for joining us. And the Assistant Director of the Health Services, Dr. Charity Eferaro. Thank you very much. We also noted that Dr. Idowu of Physics is here. We do thank all of you for your time, for joining us and adding part of your thoughts. We'll be expecting further comments on the chat if there are questions to attend to. Of course, we'll be making this presentation available. And the emphasis is also that when there are challenges, technical challenges that need in ICT, please call on us. Our services are free. And we'll be introducing a new package very shortly, where we have created a unit to help our community in data recovery. So there are situations where you say you have lost your data on your phone or your devices, you can't find them again. Don't worry. We have a team of experts that we just brought up that can actually help you retrieve this. So at this junction, I'll be calling on the next presenter, Anu, to just do his own bit. Thank you very much. So Mr. Anu, you can just share your screen and go. There's a technical problem, there's a background noise coming from your end, nobody can hear anything. I don't know what it is. There's a technical problem from your end. Are you good to go? If you are not good to go, if you send your slide to me, I'm not very vast in the content, but can help you deliver it so that we can get our participants engaged. We don't want to keep them waiting for a very long time, but there's a background noise from your end. Do whatever you can to solve that. But if there are problems and you can't solve that at this time, I'll be happy to help you make that presentation. I can also help you do that. Please, you can get back to me by chat, or we need to just take a decision now, please, because everybody is waiting to hear from you. Thank you very much. Mr. Ayonide, unmute yourself and try, and let's see if you can just talk to us. Our participants are waiting and they really want to hear from us at this time. Yes, we can see your screen, but we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you at this time. Okay, I think I will be making the presentation on behalf of Mr. Ayonide Anolua, Principal Technical Officer of the Lagos State University Directorate of ICT Center. And if you just move your screen, if you can hear me, if you move your screen, I'll just be doing the presentation for you. Please just move to the next slide, please. Because I can't hear you, we can't hear you. Unmute yourself, please, unmute yourself. But if you can hear me, just go to the next slide. I'll just do the presentation for you. Of course, you have done it better than me, but don't worry, just move to the next slide because we really don't want to lose this audience. We really don't want to lose this audience. If you can hear me, please just move the slide, go for full screen and move the slide, or you leave it as it is, move the slide so that I can do the presentation for you. You are muted in the current time. Yes, so and I think the next thing is an agenda here. There's an outline here. Move your slides, please. We are indeed very sorry. We are indeed very sorry. You are teaching us problems. We must this problem. But I think the environment you are using, it differs from what we have here. This could be a Linux environment, but that be as it is. Please go to the outline, your second slide, your next slide. If I do have the slides here, I would be eager to share. Things are very, very, very basic. Mr. Ayorinde, can you just move the slides? And if any one of Mr. Ojedino, if you have the slide, please send to me now. I can just share with the audience. We have to leave here in 25 minutes time, please. If you can't hear me, okay. I think while we try to wait for that, Mr. Shiombi, I have a couple of questions for you. Okay, fine. I think they have heard me now and they are moving the screen. So I'll be doing the presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly permit me. Kindly permit me to do so. And I'm doing this on behalf of their colleague, Mr. Ayorinde Noluapo. The outline for this discussion is that we're going to look at the longevity of a computer, the hardware maintenance, the laptop protection process, what the softwares are required, viruses, and the backups. So we take it from the first one, which is the computer longevity. What is the lifespan of a computer hardware? Can you go to the next slide, please? The next slide, please. The next slide, please. Mr. Batuda Shiombi, I am sure you are in the same building, so please just visit them wherever they are and tell them to change the slides while I make that presentation, please. It should be some 2 offices away from you, so we don't have to keep our audience waiting, please. So I don't know, we are going to talk about how to keep our systems very, very okay. But in the meantime, the focus of all of our discussions has always been that we want us to have a very healthy usage of our systems. Mr. Shiombi spoke on a couple of issues with emphasis on what to check if there are specific problems. And my interest is that, a lot of time we see an application and we download them. You download an application and you find out that you've not been using it for a long time. So what you could do is to go to the list of your software under your applications. It's under setting in all form of a computer system that you'll be using. And when you get there, you will see the last date of usage of an application. Any application you have not used for 3-4 months might not be productive for you. So you will just take them off the system. So please, is it moving to the next slide now? Can you move to the next slide so that I can do this presentation? So I think from my other end, we have a little technical challenge. And I really want to thank members of LASSO community. We'll be closing this up right now because we can't move further on this. I do thank you very much for taking part in this. We do apologize for the experiences we are having at this time. It is obvious there is a problem at this end, but my colleagues will resolve that. It's usually maybe on internet. Yes.
Hello, sir. It seems we have removed Mr. Ayorinde as the co-host also.
He timed out. It was not removed. It was not removed. It was not removed. So he can unmute himself if he wants. If it's fine now, he should share his screen and unmute himself.
Doctor, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay, I know we'll come back to his system now.
Yes.
He has been able to unmute himself.
Okay, he should just unmute himself and share his screen.
So, yeah. Let's take over.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed very sorry for the mix-up. Usually not like this, but technicalities comes up once in a while, and that's one of the reasons why we are learning all of this.
Hello, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. Please share your screen if you can.
Okay, sir. We'll do that, sir.
Of course, you have used up a lot of your time, so you had to quickly go to the basics and so that we can just, waste the time of the participants.
Okay, sir. So, hello, sir.
Apologies for the delay. I'm here to talk about computer maintenance and troubleshoot and the solutions that we should prevent before having to take our systems to the person that would repair, which is the technician. So I'll be sharing some few things because of the time that has been wasted based on the technicalities that we have. So we can talk about the longevity of the system. How long do you want your system to stay? What are the conditions? What are the things that you must do? You must try and keep your systems away from liquids, liquid food, any form of, even when you're using your laptop, forget about taking a coffee across the keyboard to prevent unnecessary damage. Always ensure you use a surge protector at all times when you're connecting to the mains, because there are some conditions, some things that we cannot overcome, which is the people giving us power. Things can happen. Transformers can explode. So you can prevent that by having a surge protector. The surge protector protects your system from getting is the first point of damage, which saves you a lot. Then when your system is not in use, you switch off your system all the time. Most times you switch off your system, because when you leave it on for a long time, it takes up the RAM and it could make your system slow in the long run. Then secondly, about your battery care. What do you do about your battery? The battery care is very essential. You don't leave your system plugged to power at all times. You allow your battery to drain to a certain percentage, then you charge back. It is very vital to keep the strength of the battery intact. Same thing applies to your phones and every other electronic device that you have. Then also we talk about how we place laptops that we use. We have some people that place them on blankets in their room. They place it on their legs. The fan is at the bottom of the laptop, and you have to be careful about what you use to cover the fan. The fan is meant to cool your system. It's meant to make things easier for the processor. But if you have a coverage, your laptop starts eating up, and that has to be prevented as well. So advice is you put it on a cooling platform. The cooling plugs are there. You use that, and that helps the longevity of your systems. Then secondly, we also have to go to the issue of desktops, because in the offices you use desktop. Most offices don't use laptop. You prevent your laptop from where you have more dust. We have people that clean the office every day. When you put your laptop on the floor and it's running and someone is sweeping, it attracts dust. It gives the processor overclogged dust, and I will show you a picture that will point to that in some minutes, which is this. When you have dust, you have so many things. This affects the system. It affects the cooling nature of the system. It affects the performance. And the only way this can be done is if you don't place it on the floor. So it's advisable you place desktop on tables, something elevated that would keep it far away from the floor. Okay, then next we go to the hardware maintenance. When this has happened and you have used your system for a long period of time, what do? You are meant to expel dust. We live in a region where we have a lot of dust. Even walking on the street, you wear a white shirt, you know that by the time you get home, you are feeling your white shirt is dusty. So we need hair compressor, hair canisters. You have blowers, that's what we call it, hair blowers that you can blow the vent. You blow through the vent so that you can expel hair from the processor. Then next we go to the laptop, which is the same thing, expelling of hair, and make sure that the system is off. when you are doing all this. You don't expect the laptop to be on when you are blowing here. You could blow in the reverse direction and could break the fins for the fan. So next we have screen cleaning. Sometimes you see laptops and you wonder why people don't clean them at all. It is very unhygienic for laptops. You need to clean your keyboard area. You switch off, you clean your keyboard area. There are so many ways of cleaning. There are so many solutions that are out there. You have the foam. There's a foam that you can use for cleaning of electronics, but ensure that your laptop is off when you are doing the cleaning. You use a microfiber cloth. A microfiber cloth is a cloth that when you clean, it doesn't leave a residue on any parts. Like a tissue now cannot serve as a microfiber. A wipes can serve as microfiber because it will not leave a residue on your screen or on your keyboard. Then next, we talk about times when you need to clean extreme hardware cases, where you need to wash hardware components. But this one is for the lab use. You can clean power supplies, you can clean hard drives, you can clean batteries. All these things can be cleaned. But the most important thing is it has to be dry before fixing back. 100% dry. If it's not dry, it is advisable. That's why you see when you take your phones to repairers, they wash and they put in the sun, or they put on a heating machine. So you have so many things like that can be done. Then also concerning how you carry your laptop. How do you carry your laptop? How do you carry your laptop? Your laptop needs to be carried in a bag, not any bag, a laptop bag. And there's a compartment for each for the laptop. You don't clog the compartment for laptops with books or any other thing. It is strictly for laptops. I have heard about people that they told me that they took their laptop home. By the time they came back, the screen was bad. And I asked the question, did you pack the laptop with books? They said yes. Even if you are going to pack with books, don't pack it on the screen area. You can put it behind, not where the screen of the laptop is. So that has to be, and you have different bags, which you can see. You have the backpack, you have the one that you can carry by the side. So it's also important when you are buying bags for laptop, it must have protection. Then also, we talk about softwares. People buy laptop nowadays, it comes with XP, it comes with Vista, it comes with Windows 7. There's no support for all this software. The one that is advisable that you buy is you buy the one with Windows 10, which is still under support. Then also prevent installation of software that is not compatible with your requirements. What am I saying? You have a dual core, a lower processor, and you are putting Corel Draw on it, and you are saying it is slow. Please leverage on your processor requirements before you install software. Then, as my boss had rightly disclosed at first, avoid free antivirus. There is nothing free in the internet. It is free for a period of time, but when the time comes, they will not tell you, and they will creep on your data. So always go through the avenue of paid software. Then also concerning browsers and the likes, you have to ensure that you do constant updates on each browser, because updates are vital and they are important for everything and the well-being of your system. You have to constantly update, including your antivirus. You have to update that. Then concerning viruses, you have so many softwares for that. You have the inbuilt Windows Defender, that is for Windows 10. You have the paid ones, which is Kaspersky. It's numerous, but ensure that you use the paid one. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and I would entertain questions.
Mr. Anoluwa, thank you very much. I've done it as well.
Yes,
so very much. Your expert here. We are happy that we waited and we later had a better time. Thank you very much. So you can stop sharing, and there are some questions, and I will take that. You'll begin with that. You can stop sharing. The first question to you, there's a question, and I'll go to Mr. Shinobi, is that, sir, there is a myth that hibernation destroys system performance. How true is this myth? Is it a myth? Is it correct? Hibernation, is it advised? And when do you hibernate? When do you not hibernate? What do we have to know about hibernation? It's from Mr. Isaac Odugbemi.
Yes. Sometimes thank you for the question. Hibernation doesn't destroy system. It depends on how long you hibernate your system. And the purpose of hibernation is for you to have a quick get back to your system. So if you hibernate for so long a time, it's not proper. This will affect your battery, the battery of the system, because some programs will be running underground that you don't know, and this will be consuming your battery. But if you are hibernating your system, you must ensure that it is within a very short time, that you don't need to go through the normal process of restarting your system. That is the essence why you are hibernating, for you to have quick access to your system. So
thank you very much. So I'll take this to Mr. Anu. I have another question, but let me take this question quickly to Mr. Anu Luapo. Oftentimes, the computer system runs very slowly. Whenever an antivirus is running, it's routine updates. This sometimes hangs on the computer and slows down work. What can be done in the instance as this update must run? And I really want either you or Mr. Ashinobi to make a point on this, and I must be very frank with you. The members of this university community are concerned about the performance of their system at any time they install. Most recently, I've had a complaint, the Kaspersky antivirus. And we will recall that at the time we go back to the lab recently, and now investigated another routine for the Kaspersky virus. I need you to call on this and also give us assurances that the antivirus being deployed by the Lagos State not destroy or hang the processes. Have that discussion. Why, Mr. Ashionbi?
Yes, sir. Thank you for listeners and for the question asked. Yes, there is a requirement for every software that is being installed on any system. There is a general requirement, and in the process of having these issues, we had to go back to the lab to look for a way out of this, because we believe that we know that every system must have an antivirus. So now we have light version of Kaspersky, which will be installed on system that will prevent the light in the sense is not it's restricting the antivirus capabilities. No, it's reducing encryption, which is very, very vital for antivirus updates. So we have that, and that has been in play, and we have tested, and everything is fine now. But basically, we need to start moving upward in terms of specifications for laptops and for desktops. We have to meet an upward review concerning, because softwares are getting more smart, getting more intelligent, and if we want to be at the top, we need to move with that and get specified, definite specifications for laptops and desktops. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Shionbi, a comment on that, please, because this is an issue of concern to members of the LASU community. Because we do know at the time that people, our community members, we always bring their laptop and desktop for antivirus installation. But over time, there was this discomfort in terms of confidence because of the usage and the experiences on antivirus. I'm happy Mr. Anoloko has shed some light. Do you want to add anything to what he has said?
Yes. In addition to what he has said, we are having issue with the interface of the antivirus we are using before. And when we saw this problem almost every day coming into us, we had to put our heads together to find solution to the light interface that doesn't have any effect on the antivirus we are using. And the Kaspersky, they have always been there to give us support as well in case there is any issue. I can recall the issue of Raila Odinga then that was affecting most of the system on our campus. We escalated it to our support team there in Kaspersky, and within no time, they responded very well. If we are having issue, I am very sure that the issue will be immediately resolved.
Thank you very much. So, and I think the message is clear to the members of this community that when you have a antivirus need, please, you have a free antivirus that has already been paid for by the university. Please call on members of the Directorate of ICT. You can either call us, we'll come and install for you, or you can bring your system. It is free of charge.
Director,
yes,
sir.
please. Please go for it.
Free for official.
Yes, of course. The emphasis is for official laptops.
We have to let our people know about that.
Thank you very much. So it is free for official laptops and desktop, and that's our major concern. And then other ones can have a surcharge, and that will be paid to the university account. And that being said, there's a question that is being asked by Dr. Charity Ferraro that can 40 computers be repaired at the ICT? I can just inform you that the answer is yes, yes, and yes. There were about 45, 40, and maybe we end of usage Spectrum board computers. However, the ICT team, without an additional cost, were able to use their internal expertise to bring the 40 into use. And those are the systems that we'll be using in our Cisco Academy. If not for this kind of expertise, I'm sure university will have to pay a lot of money to repair all of this, or actually give them out as being not end of life, as being not useful any longer. So I can assure you, if you have faulty system, bring them up. They've been doing this for several years. They're experienced in what they can do, and across any operating system, and they will solve that. I have a question, and this is a question from me. The kind of work I do requires that I do not shut down my system for 10 days, 15, 20 days. So in the current time, the system I'm using to talk to you have not been shut down for almost 1 month, 30 days, it's been on. I'll just close it and I won't even put it to sleep, I fold it, I put it in my bag, get out there, and come, wherever I get to, I open it up so I can continue. And at every time, my browser has about 56 windows open. Am I doing the right thing?
No, sir. You're not doing the right thing, sir. Irrespective of how tight your schedule is, you should always follow the procedure in handling your system the way it ought to be handled. No matter how.
What would this procedure be? Because this is an engagement. What would this procedure be?
The procedure, if you hibernation, you have limited time for it, so that you can get back to your system when you need it without going through the normal phases of switching on your computer, waiting for it to boot. And I want to believe that is what you wanted to avoid. By leaving your computer, you are damaging so many things. Your screen will be going gradually. The power supply, your battery will be drained in no time. So if you have any urgent, no matter how urgent, make sure you save whatever you are doing, shut down. Whenever you want to get back to your system, put it on back.
Is it correct to say that, I am guessing, I don't know. Is it correct to say that when I close my laptop and I put it in my bag, that it automatically hibernates? Is it correct to think like that? Or I need to initiate that hibernate process? Because I am thinking that it should be smart enough to say that once I close my system, it either takes it to sleep or hibernates it, which will give me a level of confidence in terms of perfect management of the system. Would that be right to think in that direction?
It's better you go for the option of hibernating your system rather than closing the screen. You choose the option of hibernation. Closing, it will only go to sleep, and it's quite different from you hibernating. Hibernating is a process that will also preserve or conserve your battery as well.
So we have about 10 minutes more, and I think there's a question here. So what is the price of personal devices? So what's the price for personal devices? Are you referring to antivirus? I think you might need to visit the Directorate of ICT, where it will give you something like an invoice that will enable you to pay online to the university account. And I think that is what is to be done. We can't give a blanket price at this time. And Mrs. Dr. Bisola Kennedy says, please, how can I install a printer without the CD? Mr. Anolo, for you for that. How can I install a printer?
Yes, sir. Yes, there are different ways. Basically, printers now don't come with CDs. And if they come with CDs, the CDs are always defective. So the best bet is know the brand of your printer, go to the website, download the driver, then follow through. You can get printers installed without CDs. Just go online, download the driver required for that printer, including you include the model in the search, install,
plug and play printers.
Then that works for you.
So, and I also think the information is that in addition to the brand, you must also identify the model.
Yes, sir. And the model must be. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a. Yes, please.
Sir, concerning the question you asked, Mr. Shiongi, I just wanted to chip in something. The leverage you have, sir. The leverage you have, sir, is because your laptop is a Core i7. I know you would not try it with a dual core. It would have been spoken by now. So that's the reason why you have that leverage, and you have missed out on so many things, sir, which is the patches that have come from Microsoft, which you have not done, which is required. Yes. So, sir, it's required that you do always shut down at times once in a while.
I will just be, and this will be the last question before we just call it a day. You just mentioned the word Core i7. I do know that I have had occasions to discuss with my very respected Professor Adejoke Ibidapo on the processes and the suggestions on the acquisition of a new laptop. And we mentioned Core i3, Core i5, and Core i7. Prof is a professor of zoology, and I think he should not even have any interest in what those cores are. Can you just tell us about these cores? Not in terms of the trade, we don't want to get into technical. Just tell us about the differences in Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, and what could be, and at what instances, what scenarios will you want to procure a Core i7 or a Core i3? I'm a developer. I want to get Core i3. Is that suitable for me? I just check my mail on my laptop and listen to Zoom lectures. That's all I do. Do I need Core i7? Can you just in 3 minutes, so that we can just call it a day?
Yes, sir. Yes, there are different types of processors for laptops and desktops. We have the Core i3, Core i5, Core i7. Then now we have the Core i9. The idea behind it is this: are you buying a laptop to buy another one in the next 2 years? That is a question for the user. If you are buying for the next 5 years and you want to still be relevant, I believe that the best option is to get the fastest processor, which is the Core i7 or the Core i9. That serves you through a process, through a long time, than buying the so-called dual cores, or the lower processing powers. Core i3 processes at a certain speed. The higher the value, the higher the speed. So from i3, i5, i7, i7 is the highest, it's been the highest, but now we have i9 coming into the market, which is higher than i7. So we would always advise for a developer, let your basic minimum be i7, not i3 or i5. Be i7 because it would help your programming processes, codes, and everything. You do it at top speed. Thank you, sir.
In addition to what
members, Mr. Shinobi, we are calling it a day. Thank you very much for so many things you want to drop for us. We know this engagement will continue online and maybe physically. I thank Mr. Ogbonna from the banking sector that have joined us. It is also to assure you, I'm sure you are very convinced with what you have heard, and you'll be bringing your hardware needs from that sector to us to help you solve such problems. We want to thank members of the LASU community and those friends and families that have joined from everywhere for being part of this engagement with us. We thank you so dearly. We'll be coming up with other series of lectures. It's a monthly series, and we'll be coming in to enlighten the populace about what we have to offer. We do thank you very much. It is our pleasure to have this lecture with you. We wish you all the best, and please do have a great weekend. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.